Boa sorte.
Give me one reason to stay here, babe, and I'll turn right back around, yeah. Give me one reason to stay here, babe, and I'll turn right back around, yeah. 'Cause I don't wanna leave you lonely. You better make me change my mind. Yeah, baby, I got your number on, and I know that you got mine. You know that I called you, baby, and I called too many times. Well, you can call me, baby, you can call me anytime, but you got to call me. Yeah, give me one reason to stay here. Oh, and I turn around, yeah. Give me one reason to stay here, baby, and I turn right back around, yeah. 'Cause I don't wanna leave you lonely. You better make me change my mind. Play a little bit, Tyler. I can love you when I give you what you need. Yeah, it's you I can love you, baby, and I'll give you what you need. Yeah. Oh, I'm too old to go chasing you around, wasting my precious energy. Yeah, so give me one reason to stay here.
It is time for some Straight Talk. This is your host, Matt Hasley. We're coming at you. You're listening to a little song there. It's a song by Tracy Chapman, Give Me One Reason. And it's performed by my nephew, Scott Stowe. We're going to be playing some songs of his throughout the night through my show. Got to listen to him. He's got about close to 3,000 YouTube subscribers. He's got 94,000 plays on this. And, I mean, I got some people that, comments on there that are just, he goes, wasn't expecting that voice to come out. Wow, good set of pipes, good music. Check him out. I'll tell you what, he can sing. Very talented. Plays piano, plays guitar. It blows my mind how good he is. And just needs the right little, the right thing to click his way. Maybe go big time. So, but check him out. Scott Stowe, S-T-O-W-E. We got a lot of stuff going on the show. We got, I'm going to start out with sports. Normally I would be talking about, politics and different things like that, but I want to start out in sports. I want to do is give props out to Peyton Manning, retiring after 18 plus years, 18 years, going out on top. You got to give him credit. Him and Elway are the only other one, and it's for Denver to go out on top after winning a Super Bowl. You got to give him credit. I felt like, hey, if you try to come back for another year, one, I don't know if Denver would have brought him back with the big old balloon payment that he would have had. But, I mean, it just looked like he didn't look healthy. He just looked like he was trying to get by. And that's what that game of football does to you. You know, those guys, they don't want to quit. But, I mean, the guys every year get faster and faster and faster, and they hit harder. But, yeah, Peyton, I guess, when he retired, he choked back some tears and it's got to be tough. You know, those guys compete. And that's their whole life. Everything's football. Will he get into announcing? Probably. He's a sharp guy. He well-versed in front of a mic. You can tell by all the commercials he's done. I don't think he has any problem doing that. Is he going to do it right away? I don't know. Somebody would be nice to pick him up. RG3 got let go from the Washington Redskins. You know, guy's got more talent. And you wonder how these guys, that they had so much talent and they throw it away for stupid stuff, and he came back and he just could not get it going. He's a very talented guy, but just didn't work out. Also, the backup for Manning, who was Brock Osweiler, played great when Manning was injured. He had one bad game, but you're going to have those. It doesn't matter who you are. I think Osweiler is going to, if they can keep him. I hear other teams are trying to lure him with the money, but I think that he can do his. I think Denver would be crazy not to sign him. The guy's 6'5" or 6'6" or whatever. He ran the offensive good. He did very well. Beat the Bears, which I don't think that was any great feat, but I'm just hoping the Bears can turn it around. And what was it? I'm trying to think what else was in. Brock Osweiler. He was at a pizza place, and they were talking about, and this came out off of Fox Sports. It says Brock Osweiler taunted outside a pizza shop in a heated encounter, but he used his brain. Osweiler showed poise during a moment that could have turned ugly early Saturday morning. The Denver Broncos quarterback was approached by a group of people outside a pizza place in Scottsdale, Arizona. But Osweiler kept his cool. This is coming out of TMZ, reported this. As Osweiler and his wife were leaving the restaurant, a woman tried to confront his wife. But Osweiler smartly moved his wife away from the woman. Then a man pushed Osweiler in the back for making contact with the woman, sending Osweiler toward a car. But instead of attacking the man, Osweiler opted to walk away, which is probably the smartest thing to do. Walk away from the confrontation as cops who were on the scene broke up the incident. TMZ Sports, which I didn't know they had a sports, spoke with local police department, which told them that the situation did not rise to the level of criminal violation. Shoving a guy would be an assault. Whether they want to press charges, I don't know. But what would start an event like that? If you're going out middle of the night into the morning, it says early Saturday morning. It's dark out, so that means they stayed out late. They always used to tell us, if you go out looking for trouble, trouble will find you. And I'm not saying he's looking for trouble, but when you go out at 12, 1 o'clock and you're eating pizza, there's some people that are out that are just, they don't know how to handle their alcohol. It's dangerous. My son, he likes to go out with his buddies on Friday, Saturday nights, and I always, we're always, hey, use good judgment. Don't be doing something stupid. Because we had just a wreck recently where a 17-year-old kid flipped the car and killed himself, and the other one was airlifted to the University Hospitals in Iowa City, and The other guy, I think, was treated. I don't know if he was released or not, but I mean, kids get screwing around. They don't, they don't drive much. They haven't been driving for the amount of years at 17. He's only been driving for maybe 2 years, so he doesn't. They start screwing around with the car and racing it and doing stuff, and that's what happens. They end up doing is losing control, going in a ditch, and we've had 2 of those this year already. One kid was, I think the one kid was 18, hit a culvert. So, but if you go out late, you're going to run into problems. That's when we, I used to work with the gang unit, and I mean, Friday, Saturday nights were crazy nights. There's, just all kinds of things would happen. And when you're in a big city, I was in San Antonio, you see all kinds of things. And now it's even worse. I mean, now, people nowadays, they don't care. It used to be when I was in high school and stuff like that, if you were going to fight, or if there was going to be a fight, and they'd be 3:15 after school in the parking lot. Okay. And you go out there and you duked it out, and then that was it, and you're done, and it was probably over. Nowadays, 3:15 out in the school in the parking lot, and they pull out guns and shoot each other. Or they do a drive-by shooting on the guy's house. People right nowadays have no respect for life. Talking about no respect for people. This case with Aaron Andrews. I don't know if anybody's been paying attention to this, but Aaron Andrews. Let me see if I can find it. I had an article about it. I thought I copied it onto here. Here it is. This individual was stalking Aaron Andrews, and he was shooting video through the peephole. It says, and this had been going on for a while. She looks like she is majorly pissed in this picture they show of her, which I don't blame her. I'd be pissed too, but she got awarded $55 million. I would let them take nude photos of me all day long for $55 million. I'm sorry, but I can go, yep, that's me. And so, hold on, I got to get my Lamborghini. I'll be back, for $55 million. Yes, I feel bad for her, it's tough. It says, what they did was the stalker, who he rented the hotel room next to her. And what they did is how the hotel itself let them know where she was at so he could have an adjoining room. And what they have is those pass-through doors. And what he did was he would either shoot, I don't know if he was sticking a camera under the door or what, but he had video of her walking around naked. It says, after a day of deliberations, the panel said the stalker was responsible for 51% of the verdict, and the 2 hotel companies should share the rest, which is nearly $27 million. So, I don't know how much this guy he's worth. Probably won't get all of it out of him, but she'll get $27 million. I'm sure it could bankrupt some of those the hotel or whatever it is. I don't know. She's probably staying in a pretty nice place. But it says Andrew's parents described the jurors the terror that their daughter felt after learning of the video, but not knowing who took it. You think about these videos were taken in 2008. They were trying to say that her career had advanced after the video surfaced. I don't know if it did, but it says Barrett pled guilty to stalking Andrews, altering hotel room peepholes, and taking nude videos of her. He was sentenced to 2 years in prison and did not appear at the trial. So, I would bet he gets probably about nothing out of it. I mean, or she'll probably get nothing from him. She'll get it from the hotels. So next time I go to a hotel, if you guys want $55 million, you can take all the photos you want. In other sporting news, Aaron Andrews was ESPN announcer. That's why it was in the sports section of that. Well, this came out. Maria Sharapova, she announced Monday that she tested positive for a banned substance. And quite a few of, it says, though not naming Sharapova explicitly, Jennifer Capriati took out to Twitter and says, I'm extremely angry and disappointed. I had to lose my career and never opted to cheat no matter what. I had to throw in the towel and suffer. It says, I didn't have a high-priced team of doctors that found a way for me to cheat and get around the system and wait for a science to catch up. It says, something is wrong with the whole system. The intention of the system was never morally grounded to begin with. Well, she tweeted a bunch. It says, I just think it takes away from the sport and the hard work. If true, yes, hard work to be kicked when down, when injured and out. And the last tweet she sent was, what's the point of someone taking a heart medicine that helps your heart recover faster unless you have a heart condition? So she got busted for, could possibly face a 2-year ban. It said Sharapova announced in news conference Monday in Los Angeles that she tested positive for a banned substance at the Australian Open in January. She said the drug's name is named Maldronate and has been prescribed by a doctor. She said she has a magnesium deficiency and her family history of diabetes. She said the drug was not on the banned list for the last 10 years, but as of January, the rules changed. After the press conference, her attorney, John Haggerty, said a positive drug test could result in a ban up to 4 years from International Tennis Federation, but he added that mitigating circumstances can lead to elimination of ban altogether. So, I don't know. It will be interesting to see where this goes. But, you just hate to see one of the biggest names. They love to see them go up, and they have more fun watching them fall. Everybody just loved Tiger Woods. Tiger Woods going to the top, winning everything. I mean, he's the best player in the world. And when his family had the meltdown and it was news, everybody wanted to know about it, about Tiger's infidelity and Tiger's screwing. I don't know why he was, because his wife, I thought, was gorgeous. I don't know what he was doing, but apparently the grass was greener on the other side of the fence, and when you got that much money, it's you might drive a Ferrari, but I want to drive a Lamborghini today, so yeah. And some of the women that he showed weren't even half as good looking as his wife. So I don't know if he was just addicted to sex or whatever, but I feel for him. I want him to come back and win because he does such good for the game of golf. He actually made a comment about Peyton Manning retiring, and he made a tweet that came out, and it says, it was kind of nice. He says, it was an honor to watch number 18 for all these years. He revolutionized the position. He says, now we can play more golf in the future, but this time I need shots. And he says, also my Raiders have a better chance of finishing higher than 4th in the division now. So, Tiger, he pokes some fun at himself because he's injured, but, I think he'll heal up quickly. And I don't think he won't make the Masters, of course, probably in the next month, but he might make the U.S. Open or something like that. But if I were him, I'd stay, with his back injury, I would stay in the warmer climate rather than trying to go overseas and go to the Europe, the British Open and try to play in that. Because, I mean, that can be tough. In golf news, there was a wild ending to the tournament. Adam Scott nearly threw away the tournament on the last day of the WGC Cadillac. I mean, I watched him coming down the stretch there, and when he hit that shot past the tree and it almost went in the water, and then made it one of the greatest up and downs. I mean, phenomenal to win by one. That was pretty cool. He won back-to-back weeks. He's going to be tough to deal with. I'm so happy. I mean, I never liked it when he won with the long putter. I just thought it was cheating. And now that he uses a short putter and he's winning, I have no problem with it. I mean, I had no problem against him. I just had problems with the putter he was using. I didn't like that you had tour players using it, and it was, I thought, an unfair advantage to brace it against your body. Well, this year they've come out with the ban. They can't use it. I'm kind of, on the Champions Tour, you got Bernard Langer. It's so close. It's hard to, I think they're going to come out and they're going to say, whoa, wait a minute, He says he rested against his chest in the practice, and then he pulls it away. I don't know. You're going to have people looking at you really hard all day long when he putts. So it just, I mean, if his shirt's out, you don't know. I mean, it's very tough. I'm not saying that Bernard Langer would ever cheat or anything like that, but it's just one of those deals where, you hate to see tour players that, are trying to skirt the rules. Like a lot of people got mad at Mickelson when they changed all the grooves, but there was one wedge that they left in that was made by Ping, and then Mickelson put it in his bag, and everybody gave him crap for playing it because he was the only one who picked it up. But it was legal. And then they finally banned that wedge, retroactive, and I was just like, why are you not, why would you let that stay in as a loophole? And it makes me go, if it's okay to do it, and it's okay in a rule, why can you get mad? He's not doing anything illegal. So, Mickelson looks good. He looks like he's in really good shape. Looks like he's playing well. Doral can make you look like a fool coming down the end there. Guys are spraying it all over the place. Ricky Fowler played decent. Just didn't really do anything the last day. Rory McIlroy, wow, he lead the tournament by 3 shots or 2 or 3 shots going in the last day, and shoots 75. He ends up, I think he was like 11 or 12 under to go start the day, and shoots 9 under. Yeah, he just could not. I mean, not get anything going, and a lot of people were, little testy when Donald Trump showed up on Sunday. He flew in his Trump helicopter, and apparently, according to Fox Sports, it said Donald Trump's helicopter landed on the course, in which it's his name. It's called Trump. It said before long, the Republican presidential frontrunner was busy autographing a woman's shirt, driving a golf cart through thongs of screaming fans, and boasting about how he hosts one of the elite golf tournaments in the world, which he does. And then they said for now anyway. So if they move it because it's Trump, something's wrong. I mean, they've been trying to paint Trump as a racist. We're going to get into that later. I don't think so. I tell you, I got some comments that came out. We're going to talk about Nancy Reagan's death, stuff like that. Yeah, Donald Trump's zipping into his tournament. You're gonna create a little stir with what he's running for president right now. But they had a charity outing that went on, and it was Ernie Els had a hole-in-one $1 million charity for autism foundation. And Ernie Els' son has autism. And he was... the Els for Autism was founded in 2009 after Els' son, Ben, was diagnosed with autism. It says Els for Autism envisions itself as being a game changer or changing resource for the field of autism spectrum. Delivering and facilitating the delivery of programs that are leading examples of what should be available to people with autism spectrum disorder across the world. So what they did was they had this hole-in-one challenge. It says 159 PGA Tour stops during his career. Ricky Fowler has hit a lot of big shots, but this is his biggest. Might have come on Monday from just 113 yards. Fowler was at Old Palm Golf Course for an event supporting Ernie Els for Autism, and along with several other PGA pros, he knocks it in the hole for $1 million to go to charity for Els Foundation. That's pretty cool. If you want, you can go on to Fox Sports. You can see it live. It's pretty neat. There was quite a few people there. I mean, Ernie Els was hugging him. So, I mean, that's great to see a bunch of money go to a great cause. Also in other golf news, I watched the ladies tour for excuse me, the Singapore title. I end up watching more of the ladies tour. They're a lot better looking than the guys, but they also, I mean, they play great. They hit the ball great. So, but South Korea's Hanang Jung enhanced her growing reputation as one of the hottest players on the LPGA Tour, winning the HSBC Women's Championship Tournament by 4 shots. Playing like a seasoned veteran, the 23-year-old South Korean fired 6 birdies and an eagle in a brilliant round of 7 under 65 to finish 19 under. When I was in Korea in 1984 and 85. Women didn't play golf. It was just it was not a common thing for women to pick up a golf club and play. Women have advanced so much there. I thought we would have a female president here before they ever did. And they had one before us. I don't have any problem with a woman becoming president. Just, I have a problem with this woman becoming president. I'm not a big fan of Hillary, and I've probably said it more than once. I just feel that she is very dishonest. You can go to arkanside.com and, let's say before I digress and get out of this topic here. We'll talk about that. We'll get into that. And we'll talk about arkanside.com. We'll talk about Hillary after we get done there. But it's one other thing that I wanted to talk about is Illinois hired Lovie Smith. But that's not the problem. Great for Lovie. Hey, I'm going to have to see him more often. I'm going to see him when they play Iowa. But the thing is the coach that was actual coach, the players found out through Twitter that their coach got fired. I'm like, wow, that's pretty bad. I mean, Lovey's a great guy. I think he'll be a great asset for Illinois. I don't know what he'll get paid. He'll run some probably, NFL-style offense. So I think Illinois will end up, they'll be well advanced for players making that leap from college to the pros. They'll have a heads up having a former pro coach. So, but Yeah, I just didn't like to see, when you see a guy find out, oh, here, by the way, who got fired? Our coach got fired, and you find out through a tweet. That's pretty bad. Yeah, I don't know if there could have been any other way to find out, but yeah, nowadays it's what have you done for me lately? If you don't produce, I mean, like right now, it doesn't matter if you get a team in a rebuilding phase in the NFL and you don't do anything with them, they fire you anyway. I mean, you might make 2 years and they fire you, and it might be nothing that you can control. If they don't give you the people, you can't win. So, yeah, the NFL's tough. So what we're going to do is take a quick break. It's that time. We'll listen to some more Scott Stowe as we go to break. And here's a different song he did. It's another one I like.
Tender kisses melt away into each other. Oh, heart, please stay. I can't afford to be alone one more day. Sometimes I'm so damn hopeful. Still sometimes I pray. Then you put your lips on mine. I swear to God you make it all okay. But where there's smoke there's fire, so baby breathe it in and stay. Ooh. You're looking in the mirror, you're doubting yourself again. You're painting different colors all across your skin. Wish you could see what I see. Wish you could know my truth.
Mom, can you pack me some cookies for school today?
Finally, as a mother, I want to share about St. Julian's macaroons. I am concerned about my child's health, so I pack for his lunchbox, and after school, I give him St. Julian's macaroons as a healthy alternative to many of the store-bought cookies. There are no preservatives and only 100 calories, and he really likes them. So find them in the freezer section at your local supermarket or order online today at www.macaroons.com.
Hey, Joe Rocks, it's Lou Avis, straight from Chi-Town. Call and talk about our website, www.hotsaucevault.com. We got everything you can think of out there, Joe. The hottest hot sauces, not for wimps, mild, medium sauces. We got barbecue sauces, snacks, some of our gift ideas and gag gifts, so you can go out and check us out at www.hotsaucevault.com. Hope to talk to you again on your radio show. Kick-ass show. Had a great time last week. Hope to hear from you soon. Take care, Joe. hotsaucevault.com.
If you're looking to reward, celebrate, recognize, or advertise, get help from the pros at Creative Marketing. Custom imprinted products to give that event a lasting impression. Log on to Creative Marketing on Facebook and click the Call Us button. With over 700,000 products, we're sure to find what is right for you. Remember, think Creative Marketing for all your adware needs.
Are you hangry? Know the signs. Uncontrollable yelling.
Why aren't you egg rolls?
Hallucination.
Sushi.
Pants discomfort.
I hate you, pants.
Hangry. It can happen to anyone. Fortunately, there's E24, the app that tells hunger to shut up.
Egg rolls. Thanks, Snoop.
E24. In my medical opinion, it's the best Way to order food online, baby.
Route 106 Motors is the home of fine pre-owned vehicles. Experience a no-pressure sale with a family-friendly atmosphere. Route 106 Motors has been practicing the same simple philosophy of low prices for over a decade, and it has brought us great success. Recently, while other dealers are closing their doors, Route 106 Motors is expanding. We are a wholesale dealer, and we own the property and pay cash for all the vehicles. This allows us to sell to the consumer for a lot less than the average dealership. We are a high-volume, small-profit dealer, and we pass the savings on to you. New changes have been made at Route 106 Motors. Stop by and check out our brand-new building. Route 106 Motors, located at 569 West Street. Check our website at route106motors.com and be sure to like us on Facebook to find out about all the latest deals and savings opportunities. route106motors.com.
Hey everyone, I want to tell you all about an amazing salon, Joyce's, located at 132 Ferry Street in Everett, Massachusetts. Joyce's specializes in the latest techniques in coloring, styling, cutting, and beach waves. Joyce's features Sukesha all-natural nutrient products in organic color. Joyce's full-service spa and salon, located at 132 Ferry Street, Everett, Massachusetts. 617-387-6688. Specializing in you.
Hey everybody, Mike Allen here. You can hear me live every Wednesday night, 9 p.m. Central Standard Time, right here on TuneIn Radio. Or you can visit my website at www.ontheairwithmikeallen.com for more showtimes, updates, and replays. So remember, every Wednesday night, 9 p.m. Central Standard Time, on the air with Mike Allen, right here on Armed Radio Global.
Hey everybody, this is Paul and Jim. Join us on Pod Talk Radio, Thursday nights, 11 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, right after Night Talk with Joe Rocks,
where we will be discussing subjects one doesn't say in polite society. We're rude and crude and unwavering in our opinions.
So please tune in to Armed Radio Global, home of the big guns.
Boom!
It was like a shadow in the night. My hair was standing on end. I was frozen in fear. I couldn't believe it. They really are here. Make sure you join the Alien Invasion Response Team. Tune in for the message every Monday and Friday for Straight Talk with Matt Hasley, 9 p.m. Central Standard Time, only on Arm Radio Global. Be ready. They're coming.
Hey there, sexy. This is comedian Jenny Lavoie. You can catch me with the rest of the gang every Thursday at 10 p.m. Eastern on Night Talk with Joe Rocks, exclusively on Armed Radio Global. Mwah!
Nothing I wouldn't do. Oh, 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 you put your lips on mine. I swear to God you make it all okay. But where there's smoke, there's fire. So baby, breathe it in and stay. Oh, 'cause time cannot give back what you lost. But I know there's still time to forgive. Just let me show you redemption is real.
Oh, he's got some pipes. Yeah, that's one of my favorite. You know, and what amazes me about all the music that he's playing there is it's not. He's not doing it with this high-dollar mics and everything. He's doing it with a webcam, and he's playing it over that. I mean, it's just... Kid's got some talent. So, check him out. Go to YouTube. Check him out. He can sing. What the heck? We were just we were talking about sports before we went. Get a couple stories out of there. This is one I want to get before we get into anything else. This is a story that came out over today, and it just kind of ticked me off. You got people that do things, they react. Sometimes you don't have time to do anything. Sometimes you just got to do is make a decision and do it. Well, volunteer firefighters suspended for transporting toddler instead of waiting for an ambulance. It's a volunteer firefighter, Captain James Kelly, stood on the side of the highway in Stafford County, cradling the limp, blue body of an 18-month-old girl whose father called 911 minutes earlier to report she was having a seizure in the car. Kelly, who had been the first to arrive on the scene, had to make a decision. Wait for an unknown amount of time for medics, or load the unresponsive toddler in the back of the fire truck and take her to the hospital himself. Kelly chose to transport the girl in the back seat of the fire truck, has won him the gratitude of the toddler's family and praises of his colleagues. But it also led Stafford County officials to suspend him and another volunteer firefighter in Fredericksburg. Kelly, a D.C. firefighter who also spends his free time as a member of Falmouth Volunteer Fire Department in Fredericksburg, said he was aware of the rules that prohibit using a fire truck to transport someone in medical need, but decided to disregard them in this case. Says, I feel comfortable with the decision, Kelly said Sunday. So does the chief of volunteer firefighting unit in Falmouth. This is one of those situations where actions outweigh policy, Chief Christopher Smith said. But Stafford County officials say that they're reviewing the incident as a potential regulatory compliance issue. While Kelly and fellow volunteer firefighters, Sergeant Virgil Boom, remained suspended, a spokesman declined to comment Sunday on the specifics. The toddler, Lena, is in good health, according to her father, David Noonamaker, who said Kelly and Boom simply had the best interest of their daughter care in mind. He was surprised, he said, to read the news of the suspension this weekend, prompting them an issue of a lengthy statement. Said, my wife and I feel terrible for the fallout that happened to these two gentlemen. He said the actions of these men represent a dedication to their mission, a deep concern of what is best for the people they are serving. In our eyes, they are heroes. I have to agree. Sometimes you need to do is make a decision. It might not get there. What if that child would have died because of this stupid rule that it says you can't transport? These guys are paramedics on that fire rig. They need to do is be able to transport him. If it's going to be an undue delay, if it's going to save that child's life, then they need to do is make the decision and transport this child. Sometimes department policy needs to be put aside. In rare instances like this, I guarantee you, if it had been a mass casualty situation where all the ambulances were taken and they had to transport people, and the only way they could do it is by fire truck, they would transport them by fire truck, and these people would not be suspended. They should actually award these guys a medal for saving this child's life. You know, my brother-in-law is a fireman. He worked as a reserve, a volunteer fireman for years, and he finally got hired on with the one fire department where he's at. Now he's worked his way up. Now he's a lieutenant, and I've talked to him many times. I had him on the show once. We talked about what it was like being a fireman. I mean, I have no desire to run into a burning building. I got to give him credit because I'm running out. He's going to be the one that runs in. So I guarantee you, my brother-in-law would probably be suspended for the same thing. Because if it happened to be whether that child lives or dies, I'd rather get the suspension than that child live. I could stomach that for the rest of my life, knowing that I did the right thing. This is way back, probably, trying to think, my niece, she's in college. She's, I think, a sophomore in college. So she was just probably maybe 2-3 years old. So, I mean, it was a long time ago. Well, I was at a birthday party at my sister's house. She's got an above-ground pool. And she was in one of those floaty things where you put your legs through and it's got like a tube that goes around you. And I was sitting there out on there was a picnic table, and we're all sitting there at the picnic table, or a bunch of us, my mom and, a bunch of different people. And I had a couple of brother-in-laws were out there too. And all of a sudden somebody screamed, "She's drowning." And she was happened to be the only one left in the pool. And what she did was she rocked back on one of those floaty things and flipped it upside down. Well, she's now in a panic because she doesn't know how to swim out of it. I jumped. I don't know what it was. I just reacted. And I hurled the wall of the pool. It was a 5-foot pool. And I hurled the wall of it and jumped in there and grabbed her and lifted her up. And she was coughing and, spitting up water. And I was like, and I got to the side of the pool and I handed her to her, I don't know if it was her mom or who it was. And then I realized I still had my phone on my hip. And I was like, oh, crap. And they offered to pay for it. And I said, no. I said, this phone means nothing to me compared to my niece's life. I'd do it again in a heartbeat. It's sometimes some people just react. Unless you've ever been put in that situation, you have to react. You don't know what you'll do. But these guys, they did the right thing. I'd have done the same. I'm sorry, I'm putting them in the car. We're going. I don't care. I had to transport a young girl to the hospital. One time got impacted a windshield and drove her to the hospital. I mean, it's just something that you react. That was back when I was, I think it was 18 years old. Long time ago. Yeah, you don't get many guys like this. A lot of people sit there and they'll just follow the rules, and this little girl will die and they'll be all sad about it. I mean, it's just, I'm sorry, they did the right thing. So it says, when they said that she was changing colors, that's when they decided to take her. If you've ever seen somebody go into a full-blown seizure, they're really traumatic. I mean, everything's firing, kicking, everything. And you don't try to hold them, just move everything out of the way and make sure you don't let anything that they can hit or injure themselves. But just let them go, because when they're firing like that, when the seizure's firing, it's all the electrodes in their brain are firing, and they're tensing up everything. So that's a lot of times when they come out of a seizure, they're really tired. I've seen multiple seizures go, and they're pretty traumatic. I mean, they're scary, especially in kids. My middle son, when he was probably 5 or 6 years old, he was in church and had a petit mal seizure. And he was sitting there, and next thing you know, his mouth dropped open, and he started drooling down the front of him. And it went on for about, 30 seconds to a minute. And my wife looked at him and saw him, and he come out of it, and he said, "Mom, why is my shirt all wet?" And we went to the doctor and did a sleep study and everything. And sure enough, he had an actual, what they call a seizure. But he hasn't had one since, and that was probably, That was 10 years ago, if not more. So, I mean, that's a pretty scary thing when you see your kid go into one of those. So, yeah, these guys did the right thing. You know, good job, guys. Way to keep up keep it up. And that's why some guys are heroes and some guys aren't. Some guys, it's like you get soldiers that go over in war, and a grenade will be thrown in, and one guy will jump on it. One guy got not a Purple Heart, but a Congressional Medal of Honor for shielding his platoon from a live grenade. He had more surgeries than you can imagine. How he lived, I have no idea. But yeah, it's some people will do that and give up their life for the their other platoon mates. Yeah, it's there's another reaction here. There was this is another sports thing. I didn't see this. I had it in my, but this was actually was a baseball game, and it was a Pittsburgh Pirates, Atlanta Braves. This happened yesterday, and you look at it. There's this kid sitting there with his phone, and he's texting the phone, and a bat flies out of the Buster Posey loses his bat, and it flies into the stands, and there's a picture of this gentleman sticking his hand right in front of this kid's face and deflecting the bat to save this kid from getting clocked. I'm like, holy crap. I mean, you look at, it's pretty easy to get hurt at a baseball game. I've had people, they get line drives, into the stands and take somebody out. I think you need to put netting all the way down the side. Why not? It saves somebody from end up getting hurt. I mean, it's easy to see through, keeps people in the stands if they try to run out onto the field, everything like that. So, yeah, you see some crazy things. It's like golf. We've had people get hit by golf balls. They go ahead of their group. They'll be playing, and they'll go ahead. And this lady went down we had at our course. She ended up going to the hospital, but she went down to the ladies' tee, and he went to tee off her brother, and they're both adults. They were from like a little family outing they had going, and he line drived it and hit her right in the side of the face, broke her jaw. I'm just like, and the wild thing was she went to the hospital, and he kept on playing. I'm sorry, but I couldn't. Not after I hit somebody. I'm sorry, I'd have to go with her. So yeah, it's those you just shake your head. You're like, how the heck, how the heck can you keep playing? We're talking about they had I'm trying to think of Brett Baer had a town hall meeting, and he had Bernie Sanders in the first batch or first group, and he was questioned by a bunch of people, and Brett Baer asked him some questions, and then the second one, Hillary came out, and I just like, I'm just flabbergasted at what that she can sit there and talk about this FBI investigation as a security review. They don't give immunity to people that work for you for a security review. They don't give immunity from prosecution for a security review. So it tends to tell me that they got something going on, and how she can sit there and just deny it. And that's, until they can, they do anything, she's going to deny it forever. I mean, it's just ridiculous. She denied having any chance of getting to Benghazi. There was a report out last week that she was involved in the decision in the Waco standoff, where she sent them in and ended that standoff. And it ended up burning up about 80 people there. I mean, I remember that. I was in Texas at that time, and that, if you don't know the situation behind that, that was where the ATF and everything tried to go in and take down David Koresh. So he thought he was Jesus, and his followers thought he was, and kind of a different deal. But they had John Kasich. He comes out and he says, and I was like going, what the heck? He says, I don't need the delegate lead to win nomination. And I'm like, what? It says Ohio Governor John Kasich, who has staked his Republican presidential campaign on upcoming contests in the Midwest, said Monday he would not need a lead in the delegate count before his party's convention to win the nomination, according to media reports. In order to be the nominee, you have to have a certain number of votes, Kasich said after a town hall in Monroe, Michigan, which holds its primary on Tuesday. You've got to win. You don't just say, well, I have more than anybody else, therefore I'm in. Kasich said, according to the Washington Post. Kasich, who is rising in some opinion polls. I mean, I think he's a sharp guy, but I don't know where he's talking about. But I got a feeling that Donald Trump's getting attacked by everybody. They're so scared of Trump, they're afraid he's going to do, hell, the one CNN commentator said Trump will institute internment camps and suspend habeas corpus. I'm like, how do they get, I just don't know how they get away with talking like this. Glenn Beck, after making the comment Friday that if he was on stage with Donald Trump and had a knife, the stabbing wouldn't stop. He talking about stabbing him to death. And I'm like, how he keeps his radio station, or how the affiliates keep it. It says Daily Beast columnist Sally Cohn was taking part in a CNN panel. When asked what her final thoughts were, she blurted out that Trump would become a rabid dictator. She says, I'm worried when he institutes internment camps and suspends habeas corpus, we'll all look back and feel pretty bad, Cohn declared. So, how you could come out with that statement and then over the weekend, Saturday Night Live comes out with a racist attack on Donald Trump. And they had people dressed in KKK garb and Nazi garb and all that. And they said that they also had a photo where people put their hand up and said they swore to vote for Trump, and they called it Trump was doing the Nazi salute. So I'm just like, the hate is coming from the liberal left. The hate is so bad right now, it's ridiculous. They don't look at their candidates that they have and see the affiliations that Hillary had with the KKK. They just totally ignore it. It's ridiculous to see what they're, all the stuff that Hillary went on with, but it makes no difference. It's I watched I saw Mike Allen had from On the Air with Mike Allen on Wednesday night. He had a debate going back and forth on his Facebook about the debate that Bernie Sanders and Hillary had the other night. And they asked Bernie Sanders a question, and he started to answer it. Hillary butted in, and she started to talk. Then he started to answer the question again or whatever, and then she butted in again, and he said, "Excuse me, I'm talking." And then he got attacked from the liberal fascist women who want to do his the feminines. They want to get over there and, he told her to shut up and all that. It was just ridiculous. It's just crazy. He said, "Excuse me, I'm talking." It's not like he told her to shut up or anything. And she didn't listen to him anyway. She butted in anyway. When he tried to butt in, she just ignored him and kept on talking. Go to Arkansas.com. I beg you to find out. Look up every candidate there is. And you look up every candidate that there is that are running for president right now. Everybody. Hillary, Bernie, Cruz, Trump, Marco Rubio, John Kasich, whatever's left, and possibly Mitt Romney, which is ridiculous. But you look at all those candidates, and you go to Arkansas.com and look at the people that have had connections or any type of dealings with the Clintons that have either died by plane crashes, heart attacks, committing suicides, car wrecks, just some of the weirdest things you've ever seen. It's hundreds of people. What are the odds that you know that many people that have died like that in plane crashes and stuff? I find it very hard to believe that somebody that you dealt with, that you had close ties with, that you either worked with or something, somehow you cross paths in business or in politics and something, and all of a sudden they end up dead. It's crazy. Call me a conspiracy theorist, maybe, but it just doesn't make any sense. To look at how many people that the odds, it's like the 6 coin flips. What are the odds of 6 coin flips? What are the odds that you would know that many people? We're going to take a quick break. When we get back, I'm going to bring up Arkansas.com. We're going to talk a little bit about it. We're going to talk a little bit about Larry Nichols. Larry Nichols said some things about Hillary Clinton that came out on Alex Jones' show on InfoWars. We'll talk a little bit about that. And Larry Nichols have known the Clintons since way back when they were in Arkansas. So make sure you get back with us here shortly. Let me see here. We got, let's do it a little bit different.
You can call me, baby. You can call me anytime, but you got to call me. Yeah, give me one reason to stay here. Oh, when I turn around, yeah. Give me one reason to stay here, baby, and I'll turn around, yeah. 'Cause I don't wanna leave you lonely. You better make me change my mind. Play a little bit, Tyler.
Tune in every Monday and Friday night, 10 p.m. Eastern Time for Straight Talk with Matt Hasley. Live audio on TuneIn Radio and Spreaker.com. Plus live video on Ustream.tv. from the demented minds at armedradioglobal.com.
Mom, can you pack me some cookies for school today?
Finally, as a mother, I want to share about St. Julian's macaroons. I am concerned about my child's health, so I pack for his lunchbox, and after school, I give him St. Julian's macaroons as a healthy alternative to many of the store-bought cookies. There are no preservatives and only 100 calories, and he really likes them. So find them in the freezer section at your local supermarket or order online today at www.macaroons.com.
Hey, Joe Rocks, it's Louis Avis, straight from Chi-Town. Call and talk about our website, www.hotsaucevault.com. We got everything you can think of out there, Joe. The hottest hot sauces, not for wimps, mild, medium sauces. We got barbecue sauces, snacks, some of our gift ideas and gag gifts that you can go out and check us out at www.hotsaucevault.com. Hope to talk to you again on your radio show. Kick-ass show. Had a great time last week. Hope to hear from you soon. Take care, Joe. hotsaucevault.com.
If you're looking to reward, celebrate, recognize, or advertise, get help from the pros at Creative Marketing. Custom imprinted products to give that event a lasting impression. Log on to Creative Marketing on Facebook and click the Call Us button. With over 700,000 products, we're sure to find what is right for you. Remember, think Creative Marketing for all your adware needs.
Are you hangry? Know the signs. Uncontrollable yelling.
Why aren't you egg rolls?
Hallucination.
Sushi.
Pants discomfort.
I hate you, pants.
Hangry. It can happen to anyone. Fortunately, there's E24, the app that tells hunger to shut up.
Egg rolls. Thanks, Snoop.
E24. In my medical opinion, it's the best way to order food online, baby.
Route 106 Motors is the home of fine pre-owned vehicles. Experience a no-pressure sale with a family-friendly atmosphere. Route 106 Motors has been practicing the same simple philosophy of low prices for over a decade, and it has brought us great success. Recently, while other dealers are closing their doors, Route 106 Motors is expanding. We are a wholesale dealer, and we own the property and pay cash for all the vehicles. This allows us to sell to the consumer for a lot less than the average dealership. We are a high-volume, small-profit dealer, and we pass the savings on to you. New changes have been made at Route 106 Motors. Stop by and check out our brand-new building. Route 106 Motors, located at 569 West Street. Check our website at route106motors.com and be sure to like us on Facebook to find out about all the latest deals and savings opportunities. route106motors.com.
Hey everyone, I want to tell you all about an amazing salon. Joyce's, located at 132 Ferry Street in Everett, Massachusetts. Joyce's specializes in the latest techniques in coloring, styling, cutting, and beach waves. Joyce's features Sukesha all-natural nutrient products in organic color. Joyce's full-service spa and salon, located at 132 Ferry Street, Everett, Massachusetts. 617-387-6688. Specializing in you.
Hey everybody, Mike Allen here. You can hear me live every Wednesday night, 9 p.m. Central Standard Time, right here on TuneIn Radio. Or you can visit my website at www.ontheairwithmikeallen.com for more show times, updates, and replays. So remember, every Wednesday night, 9 p.m. Central Standard Time, on the air with Mike Allen, right here on Armed Radio Global.
Hey everybody, this is Paul and Jim. Join us on Pod Talk Radio, Thursday nights, 11 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, right after Night Talk with Joe Rocks.
Where we will be discussing subjects one doesn't say in polite society. We're rude and crude and unwavering in our opinions.
So please tune in to Armed Radio Global, home of the big guns.
Boom!
It was like a shadow in the night. My hair was standing on end. I was frozen in fear. I couldn't believe it. They really are here. Make sure you join the Alien Invasion Response Team.
Hey there, sexy. This is comedian Jenny Lavoie. You can catch me with the rest of the gang every Thursday at 10 p.m. Eastern on Night Talk with Joe Rocks, exclusively on Armed Radio Global. Mwah!
Well, we were talking about about Hillary Clinton and the coincidence of her being affiliated with that many people that have died by mysterious deaths. Going to arkancide.com, ARKANCIDE. It says, goes through the Clinton body count. It says the Arkansas sudden death syndrome. I mean, it's got links to every one of them. You can go on, click on every one. It actually has videos. It says Larry Nichols interview. It says he was on Alex Jones' show. And he was talking about Hillary. And said Hillary is said Hillary's been with more women than Bill Clinton. I mean, I could care less what sexual preference she has. It doesn't matter to me. But there was an argument on Mike Allen's page about Bernie Sanders saying, "Excuse me, I'm talking to," and trying to cut off Hillary. And they were talking it being, sexist. Well, Hillary's done more damage to women. She doesn't care about anybody. She enabled her sexual predator husband to do what he wanted with women. And then when they went to complain, Hillary attacked him publicly. Their careers, everything. There's something wrong there. It said that they asked Larry Nichols to do some stuff, and it was he said, nope, that's it, I'm done there. And he was done. But he's got some information on the Clintons. And he keeps getting intimidated by DHS, Department of Homeland Services. I mean, just they'll pull up into his driveway and sit and, and mess with him. Probably recording him. I know this phone's probably tapped, everything. So, yeah, that's got to be a little creepy. But now, they're trying to do is make a database of people that anybody, if schools, if a kid says anything about the government or whatever, they want the other students to report him. They want people that make memes against the government, people to report them. They're going to make a database of people like that. what's the purpose of a database? What is the reasoning for people when they talk about on Facebook and they talk about on Twitter and whatever? I mean, when they're talking about the government, you know, if they're making up statements that who's not to say that they aren't true, but they're going to do is put you into a database because you could have influence. I'm sure that's what they're thinking on other people. What happened to the freedom of speech? What does it come to the point where, I mean, they wanted to do, the liberals want to cut out freedom of speech as long as it doesn't affect their freedom of speech. You know, I remember the American President. And American President, the movie, was when he stood up, played the president, and it was, I'm trying to think of who it was at that time. But he stood up and he says, freedom of speech means that you can stand up and debate at the top of your lungs something that makes your blood boil, that the other they each can have their ability to do that. And I'm like, I agree with that. You might not like what some people say, but they have the freedom of speech to say it. You know, that's the thing is I see people that they want to do is stop people from being able to talk or this, I don't know how you pronounce his last name. It's like Yanis or he went he's from InfoWars, from Alex Jones show. He went to one campus on university and they went off because he spoke, and then he had to be escorted out. They're so worried about anybody. Like if you come up with any type of any viewpoint that's not the same as theirs, they attack you. I'm like, we're coming into a situation here where it's very scary to think that we're so afraid of. We're so afraid of offending somebody but the left apparently isn't. The thing that got me was Nancy Reagan, wife of President Ronald Reagan. She was the first lady from 1981 to 1989. She passed away at 94 years of age. That's not the thing about it. Nancy Reagan passed away, and right away, they come out, and there were sick hate tweets within 30 minutes of her posting her death. And these are some of the tweets that came out. Let me see if I can... They're going to load. I don't know if they took the tweets out. Doesn't look like they're there anymore. There was one site that I was on. I mean, they were terrible. I was just flabbergasted by somebody that would actually post that stuff. They were laughing, calling her a racist, B-word, everything. You name it. I was like... They were like, I'm glad you're dead with you and your decaying husband. I'm like, it says, and it says, this is a tweet from it. It says, oh, here you go. Here's the tweets. It goes, F that B Nancy Reagan two-faced twat. That's what they call her. I'm like, it says, add a video, YouTube. Nancy Reagan died today. Good, I'm effing glad this C is dead. I'm like, F off and unfollow anyone who hesitates to treat Nancy Reagan with complete contempt she deserves. Also read some effing history. It's a Nancy Reagan ushered in Just Say No. So Nancy Reagan finally just says no about time. Nancy Reagan was a effing retarded. I'm like, these people that write this stuff, it just amazes me. I mean, it just goes on and on. I don't have time to write them all. They got a picture of one girl, her at Ben_Nito, and it's got a picture of a girl holding a rope, and it's Jeb Bush with a rope around his neck hanging him. It says politics are simple, really. Also, F Nancy Reagan and her faggot husband. That's what they said. I'm like, what is, most of the people involved have no idea who Nancy Reagan is. They think they do. They're young kids or whatever. So, if a liberal politician died and a bunch of conservatives started doing that within 30 minutes of their death, the liberals would be crying like a storm. I mean, it's ridiculous. It just tells me who spews the hate. Officer gets killed. They all, it's about time he died. Yeah, that's some bitch. And, they're like, they spew the hate. They want us to be so against each other. The left is spewing that Trump is a racist. They plant people with their little ideology, you want to call it. They try to do is turn everybody into, so they don't care what they do to win an election. Right now, Hillary, she doesn't care what she'll do. She'll have them reprogram the voting booths. It doesn't matter. She'll do everything in her power to win. But MSNBC host, I can't think of her name. She's just a nut job. She says what the superdelegates are for, so they don't actually vote somebody in that wouldn't be good for the job or whatever, something to that effect. I was just like going, are you freaking kidding me? So it doesn't matter what the American people want. We're going to vote in somebody that we want. That's what they're saying. And they're talking about doing it with the Republicans. They're going to the convention, doing a brokered convention. And if that's the case, Trump's going to go third party. And you think the Republicans are going to get it? No. If Trump goes third party, you're going to lose a lot of votes to Trump going third party, and you're going to lose they're going to probably split the votes with him going third party. That means the Democrats will win. So thanks. You just gave it to Hillary. They're so stuck on their own agenda. They got to have their corporate little, their little crony bigwigs. They got to be up in their little, their, what do you want to call it? Their elite status and everything. There's rumor that they're talking about, Trump getting assassinated or trying to. I mean, and I guarantee you, if he did, these same dipshits who talked about Nancy Reagan would be right out there again because they're so ill-informed. They have no clue. They don't pay attention to the news. All they do is you watch MSNBC only, and you'll hear how screwed up the Republicans are. And if you watch Fox News, you'll hear how screwed up the Democrats are. You got to watch both, and you got to do is get your information from other sources. You got to do a mixture of both, because if you get them at just one, Fox News is I'm sorry, they've sold themselves out. They're trying to screw the guy that's front running. They want Marco Rubio. Why? I have no idea. I don't know what. I don't think he has a chance. He hasn't won anything. You know, it's getting to be a headache. They come on every day. In the liberal left, oh, he's a racist, and he's because they don't want to let Muslims come in. Well, it has nothing to do with race. But they tell you it's racism. They want to paint that picture. Oh, it's racist. He's a racist. Why is he racist? Because they said it. And these people are too stupid to realize that he's not. The people that are racist are the ones that are bringing it up. They got almost 15 different instances that they've researched up, Alex Jones did, where Trump denounced the KKK. They got a picture of Hillary Clinton kissing Robert Byrd. He was the grand cyclops, whatever, I don't know what he was. And he got out of it because he felt it was wrong because he was going to run for the government. He's going to run and be a senator. Well, hell yeah, he's going to get out of there. And then he spent 30 years in the Senate. So I'm like, I'm sorry. You look at Hillary Clinton, old picture of her in her office, and what she got? The rebel flag right in the back. Me, I mean, I didn't grow up in the South, so the rebel flag means nothing to me, but that's heritage for some people. But wiping away the flag and the pictures and all that stuff is not going to change the way people think. You are a product of the way you're raised. If you're raised to be Catholic and believe in God and, majority of the time, 99% of the time, you're going to grow up and you're going to believe in, if you like, your parents like to listen to country music and all that, you're going to probably end up liking country music. Thank God my parents didn't, and they listen to big bands. I like to listen to big bands. Not all. I mean, it's not all the time. I listen to, I was the 80s rock and roll and everything like that. But I mean, it's just, you're a product of your environment, the way you're raised, the way everything around you. But if you're raised to taught to hate people because of their skin color, that's not, you don't learn that as a baby. Somebody has taught you that. But I guarantee you, there's people that are black that raise their kids to hate white people because they blame white people for everything that is wrong. My problem with racism is the government has been, they want to keep a permanent underclass. If they keep a permanent underclass, then they can sit there and use that handing out money and different things to you to keep you. It's like what's a crack dealer say? First fix is free. So what they do is they keep you. I mean, are you going to want to sit there and vote away what you think it'd be? They're telling you, oh God, if you vote Democrat or Republican, they're going to take away your your welfare checks. Oh crap, I'm not voting for them. Rather than wanting to go out and work, people would want to sit at home and get welfare checks. Well, I don't know. My grandfather was he was a workaholic. My dad worked 7 days a week, all the time. I mean, when I was a kid, that's all I saw him doing. He was always working. He was very. I mean, he was. I don't know how many hours he worked a week, but he worked a lot. And I do the same. I'm a product of my parents. You know, people sit there and they tell me, they go, you know, how many hours do you work a week? In the midsummer, probably 90 some hours a week. And people are like, what? I'm like 90 to 95 hours a week. Not every 2 weeks, a week. I very, very busy, long days. Today I worked, and it's early in the season, I worked over 10 hours. 10 and a half almost. So, I mean, you're a product of where you're raised. My parents never raised me to hate anybody of any race. I went in the military. I have friends of mine that were black that all through the military. I had two buddies of mine that were bookends. They were both like 6'10", great buddies of mine. God, I remember Hurt and Johnston. My God, those two guys were hilarious. I had to laugh. When we went to basic training, you know, I'm scared to death. I get to basic training and they're screaming at us and yelling at us and all this, making us do push-ups. Felt like my arms are going to fall off. I did so many push-ups, sit-ups, you name it, jumping jacks. People were throwing up over railings. They did this like 12 hours where they beat on us. It's like 12:30 in the morning. And we're all out there standing at what the parade rests where your hands are folded behind your back and you're standing there. And he had it at ease, they call it. At ease, where you're standing with your hands behind your back, but your head can follow him. So we're watching him. And they bring out this lady that had finished her training. She was showing how motivated she is, yelling and screaming and all this. She hadn't got her orders yet. That's why. So she was still there. And Sergeant goes, anybody think they could kick her ass? And Hurt, who was my buddy, he's like 6'10", 300 and some pounds. He stepped out and he goes, and he didn't say F, but he goes, I'll F the bitch up. And she looked up and was like, what? And this guy's like towering over top of her. I was like, holy crap. Those sergeants swarmed him. I mean, there had to be like 8 sergeants. They ran up there and swarmed him. Dropped him for push-ups. He said, you think you're bad, Hurt? He goes, give me 10 push-ups. Hurt goes, I'm bad. Whatever, you do 10. He get done. He goes, you bad, Hurt? He goes, I'm bad. 10 more. And this went on for like, I don't know, 5 minutes. I'm just like going, Hurt, give up, give up. You know, they could say, keep doing 10 more a lot longer than you can do. Keep saying I'm bad. You're going to get tired way before they do. Finally, he gave in and quit. But he was hilarious. He went through. He missed qualifying. He's just such a big man, and he went around and punched holes in the ceiling. That's how tall he was. And they didn't do anything to him because they knew that he was genuinely upset about not qualifying. And they just recycled him back a week. He requalified, went through his training, and I saw him again. I was stationed at Fort Bliss. He was stationed at White Sands. So I saw him all the time. When I went to Korea, I used to do money runs. I was stationed in Daegu. He was stationed in Busan. I mean, it was funny. We were always running into each other. Great guys that I haven't seen since the service. I mean, you just don't, you got to appreciate it for when being in the military that racism is just, I mean, I would never even thought of that. They're all my brothers. Every one of them. Even the women were family. Even the soldiers, the female soldiers, were family. You stood up for them. You know, it was just, we're all like a giant family. Your unit. So I'm just like, you know, to hear people talk about racism and everything like that. I mean, it just blows my mind that people that paint the racism card need to take a look at their face and see who's spewing the hate. They always say, "Oh, the right's trying to get you to hate the left and everything like that." No, you're trying to get everybody to hate the right. You know, the biggest thing they need in government right now is they need term limits. Term limits for Congress and Senate. It's ridiculous. If you don't have anything accomplished after 30 years, you need to get out. And I don't think you should have a lifetime salary. I think the people that sat there and they had, they get out of Congress, they'll be done. They shouldn't get health care at all either. Pay for their own. Shit, every other American has to do it. And put them on Obamacare. You know, they sit there and exempt them from it. That's crap. That's ridiculous that they get by. Oh, good for you. But, no. It won't affect us. I'm just like, I actually listened to Bernie Sanders tonight. Bernie has some things that he talked about. He sounds convincing. He sounds like, I got to give credit. I think Bernie's a very honest type guy. I just don't, I like the idea that he wants to do is try to do free college, but the thing about it is, free college is going to do is raise property tax values you wouldn't believe through the roof. It's just like what you do now. I send my kids to a Catholic school. I choose to do that. But I still pay the same taxes if I send them to public school. If I sent my kids to public school, I'd probably save $8,000 a year. Do I think they'd have the same education? No. Do I think that they would be my kids? I mean, the teachers. If I had to call them or do anything, they would be responsive and talk with me. Everything, no problem. We have their emails. It's a total different atmosphere. I don't have anything against the public schools. I think some of the public schools around here are really good. But, as I said, you're a product of how you're raised. I was raised Catholic, went to Catholic school, and I chose to send my family the same. Do you think that if people, the question is, and this could go to anybody here, but do you think that, let me check here. If you want to interact with the show, you can do so multiple ways. You can reach me on Facebook, just hashtag and tweet ARM Radio. You can call in live at 1-866-225-5401. But do you think there were any changes with any of the candidates we have right now that if Ted Cruz gets elected president, do you think any of what's going on right now would change? Some people feel that he's a strict constitutionalist. Well, I would like to see our amendments protected. That's what they're there for. They're there for our people. If John Kasich gets elected, do you think there's going to be any change? If Marco Rubio gets elected, would there be any changes? Donald Trump. I think we'd have better agreements with trade. If Hillary Clinton gets elected, do you think that everything would stay status quo? I think you would. I think she'd sit there in Goldman Sachs and everybody would be just jumping up and clicking their heels together if she made it in. I don't know. I just don't think there'd be any change. She even says she'd like to do is continue on with an Obama-like presidency. If she continues on the course we're at, they were talking about an estimated deficit, which started out at 10 million when Obama took over, and now it's at 17 or 18 million deficit, that it will be at 29 trillion. It was 10 trillion, I'm sorry, and now it's 17 or whatever, and it will be at 29 trillion by the time in, 5-8 years, something like that. I'm like, how do you stop it? How do you turn it around? And you can't tax people into prosperity. You can't take enough money from all the billionaires to pay for the stupid decisions that they made in the past. They're replaying the Brett Baer interview with Hillary Clinton. Here's another odds question for you. What do you think the chances are 32,000 emails that she deleted off her server, that any of them were top secret or considered the highest classification? I would bet shitloads. I bet you she deleted everything that thought that she would get it convicted of. They should have went in, seized that server from the day that it happened. If they would have done that, they could have recovered the 32,000 emails, because even though people don't realize, when you delete something, let's say you say, okay, I'm going to send it to the recycling bin and delete it. It's still on your hard drive until your hard drive rewrites over that sector. People don't realize that. You can't see it, but if they have the right software, they can access it. So if they'd have seized her server right away, but I think they purposely didn't seize it. She gave her those that little USB drive to her lawyer with top secret information on it, which he didn't have the security clearance to handle. And everybody goes, oh, but, guys, this is old news. Well, it's old news. Tell that to why didn't she go on the talk shows on Sunday morning, and why'd they send the other little flunky out? To sit there and say it was a spontaneous reaction to a video posted on YouTube. I'll tell you what, if I was that guy that got arrested, I'd sue the shit out of the government. This is a story that came out. It says Mitt Romney's talking about, running, be considered a candidate at convention. It says, sorry, Mitt, RNC rules state GOP nominee must have won 8 states to be considered candidate at convention. So far, only one candidate qualifies with 12 state victories, and that's Donald Trump. So, and this is rule number 40. It says each candidate for nomination for president of the United States and vice president of the United States shall demonstrate the support of 40 of 42 majority of the delegates for each of the 8 or more states severally prior to the presentation of the name of that candidate for nomination. So, which I don't think they care. I think they're going to do whatever they want. And if that's the case, I think they're going to kill the Republican Party. But I don't think they really care. Was it, here's a great one. Germany, this comes across the Express, which is a UK news organization. It says, Germany bans sausages, pork banned in cafe and schools to not offend refugees. School and canteens in Germany have banned pork from their menus over fears of offending Muslim immigrants. A top politician has revealed an increasing number of public canteens, child daycare centers, and schools have stopped serving sausages, bacon, and ham over the religious considerations. Now, members of Chancellor Angela Merkel's CDU party are fighting to keep pork on the menu, insisting that the consumption of pork is part of the German culture. Yeah, it's called German sausage. Daniel Gunther, party representative, claimed that pork products were being taken off the menu in schools, nurseries, and canteens across the country. He said the protection of minorities, including the religious reasons, must not mean that the majority is overruled in a free decision by ill-conceived consideration. So in other words, they're going to do is get rid of pork. And ban it from all, from schools and stuff like that. Wouldn't it be offensive to Germans to ban it? If you don't like it, if it's against your religion, don't eat it. Doesn't mean you should be able to tell Germany, all of Germany, well, you cafes, you can't sell it. You can't sell it at schools. Have an alternate choice for them. If somebody has a vegetarian meal at a restaurant, they might have a vegetarian dish, but they don't stop selling the rest of the meat just because that person wants the vegetarian meal. But speaking of intolerance, this is one that I was just like, what the heck? So let's say you grew up Catholic and you decide not to go to church and you go hide and go hides at a relative's house, and it's maybe another town away. So what do? They had Friday. This happened to a 16-year-old boy where he didn't show up for prayers, the mandatory prayers on Friday. And this happened in the border town of Jarablus, Syria. The Kurdish news agency reported Sunday. It says the Jerusalem Post reports a 16-year-old boy was beheaded by the notorious fundamentalist organization Islamic State for not attending mandatory Friday prayer. So they killed this kid, 16 years old. I don't understand these barbaric people. It said the boy was given a short trial that lasted only a few minutes and then led away to the town square where he was beheaded in front of a large audience who gathered to watch the execution. These people think it's funny. They and then what do? To get you to follow along, I guarantee you everybody made the prayer next Friday. Because of that, you're dead. That's scary to think they are, that ISIS is like that. And you got another one that, you think about it. People that have not all their faculties, I like to call it. North Korea, that Kim Jong-un, they're doing the military exercises down in the South. And he's talking about a preemptive nuclear strike on the South. And on the United States. The bad thing about it is he's the type of guy that he's got to puff his chest out, and I think he's just about nuts to do something. But he knows that if he doesn't, he's dead. He goes to try to do anything, he's dead. So I did want to talk about this is apparently, and let me see if I can bring it up. I got a picture of it on Ustream, you can see that. This is a base called Area 6. And it says Area 6 revealed on Google Earth. Little known top secret base is Area 51's sister facility in Nevada. It said most people are familiar with Area 51, of course, the infamous top secret Air Force base in Nevada, whose existence the U.S. government acknowledged publicly for the first time in 2013. Well, located a few miles northeast of Area 51 facility in Nevada, is a top secret Area 6 facility. A Nevada air base used currently by several government agencies for testing unmanned aerial vehicles, equipped with special sensors for conducting related research and development work. They got a picture of it where Google Earth happened to take a nice snapshot of the nice runway and all the buildings. And practically nothing is known about the details of ongoing R&D at Area 6. The overshadowing fame of Area 51 may explain why security arrangement at the site appears more relaxed despite its equal status at top secret facility. For instance, the closest people are allowed to approach Area 51 is about 26 miles. It says, but tourists are allowed to come within viewing range of Area 6 fences and the visitor checkpoint. Much of the elaborate security around Area 51 may have evolved in response to intense curiosity about the site by members of the UFO and conspiracy theory community who flock from every corner of the globe to snoop. I'd love to see Area 51. I'd actually like to go in Area 51 and see it, but I don't see that happening. Yeah, it's do I feel in Roswell in 1947? Do I think the Roswell crash had something to do with it? Yeah, I think that was real. I mean, do I think we're only ones in this infinite solar system? I tell you what, we'd have to be very stuck on ourselves to think we would. But this was a site that it's called Skeptoid. It's this critical analysis of POP phenomenon, and it was talking about there's like 7 or 8 different, I think 8 secret bases, and different ones that I'd never heard of. Porton Down, real. It's there in Wiltshire, England. Freely available for anybody to drive past or view on Google Earth. Porton Down was formed during World War I, a time when wars were fought with poison gas. Their main focus was developing gas mask technology and to create better ways of developing gases against the enemy. Man, I'll tell you what, I wouldn't want to. Number 2, Area 51, it's real. Dulce Base says it's fictional. I've heard a lot about Dulce Base and AUTEC, AUTEC, real base. The U.S. Navy's Atlantic Undersea Test and Evaluation Center is on Andros Island in the Bahamas. And it was one hyped by History Channel TV show UFO Hunters as being some kind of secret alien underwater thing. The employees there thought the show was pretty funny. They had a viewing party and sent me a photo of them goofing around wearing tinfoil hats. So, next one is Yolnin Naval Base. It's real, although nobody outside of China knows much about it. So it's a Chinese secret base. Shitkur Base, real. It's actually called Kapistan Yar, an occasionally active rocket launch facility. And that is... I'm not sure exactly where that one's at. It was on another one that came out on UFO Hunters. Hangar 18, real. Hangar 18 is building at Wright-Patterson Air Force Base in Dayton, Ohio. It's also a little the title of the 1980 science fiction movie in which alleged alien flying saucer that crashed in Roswell was transferred to Wright-Patterson for study, where it's placed in Hangar 18. And Dark Side Moon Base, fictional, in case you had guessed it. But, yeah, what's kind of funny is somebody posted a thing and I shared it. It says, who was it? Neil Armstrong, Neil A., spelled backwards as alien. So I thought that was kind of curiosity, about, him landing on the moon or walking on the moon. So we are getting about time there. We got a few minutes left here. Let's see if we got anything in the bag I want to talk about. Oh, this is a Memphis robber. It says Memphis robber discovers that two-way shootings are less fun. One more. 3 would-be robbers shot in a car Memphis early Wednesday morning were more than a little surprised that the victim they hit fought back with a gun of his own. 16-year-old suspect in attempted robbery and shooting his dad after being shot by one of his alleged victims. Police say the 2 people were sitting in a car outside a house at 1700 block of whatever it says Wednesday when 3 men came out and tried to rob them. The suspects fired shots into the car, hitting the male victim in the side. Police say he was able to return fire, hitting the 16-year-old suspect in the chest. Yeah, see, that's the thing is, people don't like to rob people that are armed. Another story is, where is it? Group kill their friend. This came out of the European. I don't know if it was over in, but it says sick satanic ritual group of friends kill pal in cult ceremony to turn him into a vampire. Been watching too much TV. And matter of fact, couldn't sleep last night, and Blade was on. Blade 2. A lot of people don't realize that Wesley Snipes is a multi-degree. I think he's like a 5th degree black belt. That guy's got some moves. And here's one to Baker Noodle. although it has nothing to do with temperature change. NOAA radio sonding data shows no warming for 58 years. In their hottest year ever press briefing, NOAA included this graph, which stated that they have had a 58-year-long temperature record, but they only showed the last 37 years in the graph. Here's why they are hiding the rest of the data. And it showed that there is no temperature change. Combined with the two graphs at the same scale below, and put horizontal red reference line in which it shows the Earth's atmosphere has not warmed at all since the late 1950s. No, global warming isn't true. Yeah. If I call for global warming and somebody, if I can get people to where I can put money towards it and use it towards a program that is meaningless, but I can control, I have money put into that budget. I think it's like a giant Ponzi scheme. I'm sorry, but the volcanoes spew out more more gases than we ever do in our lifetime. So we're going to call it a night. It is time. Next Monday night, we're going to have Catherine. Oh, God, what's Catherine? Let me see here. I'll find it in my... Catherine Mortensen from the NRA. She's going to be on next Monday night. Make sure you tune in. She is the media liaison for the NRA. So it's going to be some good. Find out what's going on with the NRA. Find out what we can expect from the NRA. And, I mean, it is a fight to take our right away. So support anybody that will fight for the Second Amendment. All of them have a proper meaning. So, but we're going to call it a night. Have a great night, a great week, and like to say, most of all, be safe. And we're going to go out with Scott playing continue to play a little bit of Tracy Chapman cover there.
Cause I don't wanna leave you lonely. You better make me change my mind.